Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand, the Hot Kopics podcast with myself, AGT, and we've got Doyle in the house. This is the reunion of your two favourites. And no, I'm not talking about Oasis. All right, you got the Kop TV brothers are back, right? How are you, mate?
Yeah, I mean, I'm blinded by the lights. Not to quote Mike Skinner, there's a light above me there. It's like quite blinding, like, but otherwise, I'm fine, brother. How are you?
Song. I'm all right, man. I was at the game yesterday. Fantastic, brilliant to be there. Got back late, to make sure I was back in London.
Atmosphere, lad. Atmosphere
was good, man. It was good. Everything was great yesterday. There's a clean sheet, 2 more goals, 3 more points. And I had a bloody good day. If I'm honest, a bloody good day. Hopefully you are too. It's actually a bank holiday here in England.
So everyone should be off.
Everyone should be off, as should we.
Yeah.
But guess what?
We're not.
We're in the studio making content for you guys. So if you appreciate that like you should, then we would appreciate a like.
Yes, please.
Yeah, if you're in a good mood.
Should have seen me on the bike then to get here on time. Like, honestly, I went to get on the tube.
Just give him a like for that.
Delayed by like 40 minutes, yeah. And I was like, I'm going to have to do something mad now, went Terminator mode on the power pedal, straight to the studio, innit? Yeah, man. Got me hair done in time and everything.
Fantastic. And then comment with your thoughts on yesterday's game and all the hot topics that we are going to speak about, and then subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I mean, I don't know why I should keep asking people to subscribe when it's Manchester United on Sunday.
Yeah, big game there.
Me and him, this fella right here, we are going to be having a good old time on Sunday, touch wood. We're going to be in Box Park, Liverpool. Now, just a little bit on Box Park before we get into the game. We're going to be doing a match day vlog there, very similar to what we used to do at Jurgen's. If you're a Kop TV OG, you'll remember them days. And we are going to be doing fan cams outside Box Park. So, if you are in Liverpool and you're looking for a place to watch the game on Sunday, 4:30 kickoff, I believe, trust me, this is the place. It's going to be absolutely booming in there. At least 1,500 people, massive screen, entertainment. We've got hosts. I'm going to be hosting it soon, and it's just going to be a good one. So make sure you're there on Sunday. Unbelievable day yesterday, and I wanted to start off with this. We're going to get into obviously the game, the goals, and maybe the afterglow of Trent's potential disagreement with Arne Slot. But we'll start with the good stuff first, Doyle. Liverpool recorded a record 92% pass completion in Arne Slot's first game in charge at Anfield, the highest record amount since records began over 20 years ago. That is Slot ball. That is killing with passes.
Is that just Liverpool or is that everything?
That's us at Anfield.
Yeah.
The highest recorded amount since records began over 20 years ago. I think records began in like 2003 or something like that.
It makes loads of sense, lad. The way he likes to play football is short passes, inverted fullbacks. Like, he likes this. He likes to keep everybody close together to go ding, 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 ding. If you look at all the little tiny passes that he does throughout the game, or the players do throughout the game, makes sense to me, lad. It's like, I said it at the very start, right? It's orchestrated. Everything is, he's a professional manager. I can't explain what I mean by that other than Jurgen Klopp was definitely tactician and professional and all them things, but he was more in touch with your heart rather than teaching you how to play football, if that makes sense. He got you motivated, whereas Arne Slot's like, this is how you play football, lads, and you can win like this, so almost just do what I say.
Almost like it's out of a textbook or like a teacher. He's almost
genuinely
like a teacher.
Yeah.
And that was clear to see yesterday. I mean, Liverpool totally controlled the game. Some funny moments within the game, though. So when did you watch the game?
Yeah, of course.
So in the second half when Jota goes up for that header with Nathan Collins, Collins grabs his face and punches the floor 4 times and rolled around as if he was
got knocked out.
In the face.
It was stupid,
or knocked out. And then obviously he was getting it from the Kop, right? The mad thing is, right? You can hear, you can speak to the players, right?
They can hear.
Especially from a corner. So I'm 2 rows in. Collins is defending the near post from a corner 30 seconds after this has happened, right? And I'm saying, you dive in. I'm giving him a few signals.
Sausage.
Giving him a few signals. Let's use the word sausage.
Yeah. You sausage. You sausage.
And do you know what? Bro, he looked me dead in the eyes and went, I am.
You went, fair play.
It was the only time at Anfield where I've, especially on an away team, where I've looked someone dead in the eye and about 10 people around me were crying with laughter because he looked at me and there was a good 5 seconds of eye contact to even the point where I recorded the highlights last night, right? And I've got it on my phone. It won't play across in the audio for this, but you can hear me go, Collins! Collins!
Sausage! Yeah, boss that lad.
I've got Collins! You're diving sausage. Let's use that word.
Yeah.
And then he's looked at me and gone, I am.
And you just went, okay.
Smiling. And do you know what?
What can I do?
Fair play to him, because that's how you deal with it, right? He took it like a champ. And he had a great game, right? He almost scored. He deflected one onto the bar from Gakpo.
Collins is the Irish lad, isn't he? He's Irish, yeah.
He's Irish. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
He plays for Ireland.
Yeah.
You know, so big him up, right? Because of Irish descent, me and Doyle.
That's how you deal with Muppets like Gilly in the stand shouting at you. Just go, you're a Muppet, aren't you, Doyle lad? And you go, ah, yeah. I am, aren't I? It was take the corner, Doyle lad. Just take the corner, lad.
So I've called him a sausage. He's looked at me and gone, I am. So big up to Nathan Collins, all right? He's took it well. But let's talk about the game. We controlled it. I mean, apart from that Collins header, which was a really good save from Alisson, they created absolutely nothing. Yeah. So we'll start off with the first goal. You know, we actually needed it because the first couple of minutes, they were really onto us. That Simon, is it Simon? Ayer, the centre back?
I know which one you mean.
He was moving like a prime Maldini
They're
on
a good
that
team,
left-hand side. He was up and down. He's like 6'6".
They're a decent team, lad, without a doubt.
But the first goal, we have to speak about this. I mean, we know Jurgen Klopp played this heavy metal rock star type of football back to front in 15 seconds. And I actually counted it because I'm that sad.
It was 9 seconds.
9 seconds, bro. Yeah. From where it's headed away by Konate. There's a bit of a... Salah wins the ball and gives it to Jota. And then it's the run. How good was that run from Diaz? Yeah. It was onside, right? He's almost gone this way, seen the ball. And even when the ball gets played into him, he's got so much to do, Doyle. And it's only on his left-hand side. If he cuts in, the chance is almost gone. What were you feeling when Diaz is running through? And let us know how you feel as well, because I'll be honest, from the Kop, right? You know, the view isn't the best from, going up to the other goal. That was some finish. But my question to you and guys at home, were you confident that he would score?
Do you know what? Yeah. Just based on the Copa America that he had. He's on fire at the moment, lad. He's on top form. What you said about the timing of the run was spot on. He drew the two players towards him, and what that did was change the body shape of the first defender, which meant that Jota could slip a reverse ball in, and that means that Lucho could latch onto that, and it was all his left foot. He took 3 touches, I believe, one all with his left foot, slotted it in. I actually think the goalkeeper could have done a little bit better. It's his near post.
He got a touch to it.
I think he was actually expecting Lucho to go across the goal, but Lucho just put his foot through it, went in, rocket. That's the type of goal that we've seen under Jurgen Klopp. It is.
Sadio Mane, how many times have you seen him score that goal?
With the left foot as well.
With the left foot.
A million times. It is something, that's an old remnant of Klopp's system still in there, and I love that. Arne Slot's not adverse to that. No way. You could see by the way the team...
That was a Jurgen Klopp goal.
It was. The team set up very intentionally to transition like that. I was watching a match of the day yesterday, and what you seen was there was 4 players in our box after Mo Salah's won that 50-50. That sprint. So now there's 4v3
like the Red Arrows.
in the against Brentford, lad, and there was nothing you could do against it. Genuinely, the top class goal, lad. I think any team would be happy to see that. And what it's actually given me is just like the first goal and the second goal in the Ipswich game. It's just very direct. Everything is so direct and slick. Everything's super efficient. Minimum amount of touches, minimum amount of passes, just in there, and it works, lad. It's beautiful. Genuinely, it's really nice football that we're playing, lad.
Yeah, the first goal was so good, man. And Luis Diaz gets the assist for the second goal as well. We were kind of in that period where it was 1-0. We were cruising. We were comfortable. They weren't creating. Yeah. But, with 35, 40 minutes to go, you're thinking, we need another goal here just to see these guys off because, they did defend quite well. They're a good team, Brentford. There was a save that Alisson made, which could have been a really difficult save for any other goalkeeper in the world. But it was a cutback, it was a shot, and he just grabbed hold of it. I almost lost my breath a little bit. We had to survive a couple of moments, not many, but the second goal, and this is after we should have maybe scored through Robertson's header. Yeah. There was another chance
as well.
There's a great save by Flecken, down to his left.
Oh, lad, from Diaz.
Fantastic save.
Diaz slotted that. That was going right.
That was a great strike. He wraps his body around it. He was their best player. And do you know what? It was really cool, actually, when he... the tradition when away goalkeepers enter the Kop to defend the Kop, we clap them, right? Yeah. Apart from, I actually got asked this question, right? We'll get back onto Flecken, but who's the Who wouldn't you clap?
Pickford.
I think I wouldn't clap Pickford, Onana and Edison.
Pickford for doing that to Virgil.
Yeah, no, but that's standard. Like, why am I clapping the Everton goalkeeper?
As well, yeah.
There's no way.
Definitely not
and
getting
Edison
no cheers from me, mate.
So,
unless you let a goal in, then I'll celebrate you like
mad. But let me know at home, because if you don't know, it's a tradition at Anfield, right? We attack the Anfield Road end in the first half. The second half, we always attack the Kop if we win the coin toss. And the tradition is that when the away keeper goes to defend the Kop, I said Klopp there. When he defends the Kop,
it's just respecting it, lads.
It's respect his tradition. And Flecken actually went like this. He went,
he
clapped us back and went like that. He was fantastic, actually. But the second goal, Doyle, came from, again, really combative stuff by Dominic Szoboszlai. I thought he had a good game.
He did.
Gravenberch was sensational as well.
High energy in that 10 position is shooting Dom, lad.
Wins the ball back, gives it to Luis Diaz. Great pass to Salah. He takes a heavy first touch, but then he finds his feet. Flecken really comes out, tries to intimidate him. And it's a beautiful little...
It's cultured, lad.
It's so cultured, but I would almost say it's like a little pitching wedge onto the green, 2 yards from the hole. It's just...
It's beautiful, lad.
Perfect.
He's hit
not
that
power.
Right on the end of his foot. Right on the end of the foot to
loft
it over.
Finesse, half
like
chip, isn't it?
Little dink. I'm having one of them. Like, that was orchestrated. It was beautiful, lad. You see this first touch across his body to line up for the shot. Makes it look like he's going to go around the keeper. Keeper's squirming, doesn't know quite what to do. Gives him an angle, and he finds it, lad. That's Mo Salah, mate. He is unbelievable. We need to keep him,
Like, well, no, he's the absolute number one on the list, I think. And
Trent and him.
Trent, Virgil.
3 contracts that we need.
Alisson's got till 2027, but all these guys that we just mentioned need to sign the contracts. But that's 128 goal involvements in 128 Premier League games now for Mo Salah. 93 goals, 7 away from 100 Premier League goals now.
That's mad. He's insane.
Actually, no, he's got way more than that. What am I on about?
We keep saying it every single week, lad. He's got like 300 goals in 350 games, isn't he, or something like that? 301 goal contributions.
Goal contributions, yeah.
It's unbelievable that we actually have still got a player at 32 that is doing this, lad. He's only got 2 goals and assists.
158 Premier League goals so far.
What? He is
158.
We say it every week. He's the greatest winger in the Premier League history. He is. He just is. You cannot deny him.
Absolutely. Just too good.
He is.
265 games, 160 goals, 159 goals, 70 assists. This is 3 golden boots, 1 player of the season, 2 goals of the month, Premier League champion once, player of the month 5 times, goal of the season once as well. But when he scores that second goal, we really, the game was done, as you say, but we applied the pressure a little bit more. There could have been more chances. There could have been more goals. I think we would have left the ground as happy as we did with 2-0, and that was it. 2-0 wins, but how important was that clean sheet? Because I think we got 1 towards the end of the season, but it was nice to actually score the first goal as well. I think Liverpool went behind 22 times first last year. We were sick of it. We were sick of it by the end, Doyle, but nice to get a clean sheet. So nice.
The toxic side of me thinks it's a little bit boring just to win a game, but also it's very nice for the nervous system just to relax and chill. Like I said, it does seem like this is all very orchestrated, lad. It's all very methodical football. It's all done on purpose, lad. We dampen another team. We don't let them really have much. And it's a little bit boring when it comes to certain passages of play. But that's the point, to manage and control the game, which means we necessarily won't score as many goals, but we'll definitely dominate the football game. And that's more important, right? As long as we win, and we are. No problem with that whatsoever. Talking about Dom, just want to just dead quick touch on him. I'm really loving his positioning. Like, genuinely, I think a few different positions in the 2 games that he's taken up, right in the middle, shielding the ball, and he lets somebody like Trent or he lets someone like Mahe run through the middle of him. Does that make sense? And he holds it off, and then he just dinks it in front of them. It's working really well. He's also having a little bit of freedom when it comes to these 3 balls. I've noticed he won't opt for that. He'll tuck in instead. I like him in this number 10 role. It suits him. It does. He's got high energy there. It's not traditional in my opinion. It's not like a Coutinho, the fancy flicks and the chest down and the lofted balls over the top. It's a man that wants to win the ball high up on the pitch and get other people in front of him. That's what it seems like. Yeah,
100%. And a shout out to Ryan Gravenberch as well, who, the transfer window, Doyle, it shuts in, this time next week, we'll be sitting here talking about if we have gone in for any late players. But when you look at Gravenberch and McAllister in that double pivot, obviously Endo came on last night. We've got other players that can play there as well. mean, we've been saying it for the whole summer that we need a number 6. Has Arne Slot almost told the people or the fans who are desperate for a number 6, we're good, we've got enough in this position?
I think what he's actually doing is making the best of a situation that he's in right now. So, as I said last week, we've got a bunch of number 8s, we've got a 10, and we've got one number 6. And what he's looking at that midfield is thinking, how can I make this work for myself? Okay, so Macha's not reliable enough on his own to win them battles. He's definitely great on the pivot, but he's not an enforcer. Same with Ryan. Again, he's not an enforcer, but he's great holding the ball, and he can move the ball on turnovers and stuff. So what am I going to do? I'm going to put 2 8s as my double pivot, and they can cover one another as the other goes forward. Or if someone's coming in, he can do a pincer movement. Whatever it is, I think this is the best strategy we have without a number 6. The worry is when somebody like Rodri or Rice comes into that midfield battle, are the likes of Macha and Ryan going to be able to deal with the power of somebody like that? Because these players are enforcers, and they will go through fancy number 8s and fancy number 10s, in my opinion. So I do want to see Endo playing, but not yet. Let's see where we can fit him in. But I think the midfield right now is solid, providing we don't get injuries. And the second we get an injury, again, lad, because you just can't rely on 11 players for the season in the Premier League. It's impossible. I don't know what league you can rely on 11 players for, to be quite honest with you. So that's the worry for me, lad. Just substitutes, and if someone gets injured and all this type of stuff, I'm worried for that. And that's what I'm thinking about. He might even push Trent and one of them pivots at some point in the season. You don't know, but we'll see.
Well, that leads us on nicely to Trent, doesn't it? Because,
does, but
you know, at the game, I looked across at the time. It was 57 minutes, and I saw Conor Bradley warming up. And I was with Floody and little Josh yesterday. I said to them, it's a bit early to be taking Trent off, because if Conor Bradley's warming up, you know who's coming off, right? Yeah. Trent must have seen that and gone, right, I'm turning it on now. And from 57 minutes to about, I think he came off in the end at 70 or something like that. He was the best player in that 10-minute period. So he was going to come off. And then Conor Bradley actually went to go and sit down for a bit longer, because Arnie probably looked at Trent. Trent's looked at him and gone, right, let me turn this on now. And he was brilliant, you know, in that period. And then he came off. He had a really good game. There was one ball over to Robertson, which started off a move on the left-hand side, which was fantastic. But a lot's been made of, you know, maybe his attitude after having that word on the bench with Arne Slot. You've seen the clip where he kind of slaps his knee, has a little chat. I don't think there's anything wrong with Trent coming off. I expect Trent to not be happy to come off. Yeah. I expect any professional footballer not be
Every time Mo Salah comes off, lad, he's fuming.
Yeah, of course.
But that's the way it is, because he's competitive.
But then you know what it's like. Social media goes crazy, and all of a sudden, Trent hates it here. He can't wait to go to Madrid. What did you make of it? And is it serious? Is it as serious as everyone online is saying? Because even Abby sent me it. What the hell?
Trent does not hate Liverpool. He just didn't want to come off because he wants to play football, because he's a football player. Isn't that mad?
Simple as.
Like, it really is as simple as that. I think everyone's reading into it, right? Because he creates stories. Definitely, he's had links to Real Madrid. He's been out with them on holiday in the summer, and absolutely, it's going to create headlines and everyone talking about it, and that's what it's all about. As long as Trent just keeps his head down, plays football that he's already playing, which is phenomenal, no problem with it whatsoever, lad. I really don't. I don't think he's being aggressive or petulant. He's just sitting there sulking a little bit, like, because he wants to play footy and he's 25 years old. So, like, you know, give him a bit of a break, lad. I don't really care.
Yeah, I mean, look, no one wants to come off. Obviously, Arne Slot has said something to him as if to say, look, good game, but you need to improve on this, you need to improve on this.
We need to rest you, lad. Like, genuinely, you've got a bunch of games coming up in the next year.
Conor Bradley's a very good substitution to bring on. You know, he came on and did really well. I mean, I don't think there's much to read into it, right?
He didn't come off last game either, did he, Trent?
And there's Man United on Sunday away.
Exactly.
You're going to be starting that.
Imagine he kept him on, lad. He got injured in that last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
He'd be gutted.
Yeah.
Not a problem whatsoever. He'll start against Man United. He'll have a great game. The season will continue.
What I will say is the body language after the game, when he's got the jacket on, kind of slowly walking around the pitch, you know, it's the body language wasn't great, I'll be honest. And again, there's got to be times when, you know, he looks at it and goes, I've got to just put my ego to... I'm not saying he has got a massive ego and it needs controlling, but what I am saying is, if you have a little word-to-word with the manager and he tells you this, take it on the chin. It's not personal. And who am I to give Trent advice on how to play on the pitch or how to act? But I do think Liverpool fans read into these things, right?
Everybody does, lad.
Everybody. Just everybody, not even just Liverpool.
Said, lad,
Abby said it as well. But I think we need to concentrate on the win, the clean sheet, the fact that we've got a perfect record so far, instead of looking into these things. Because by the next game,
he'll have a smile on his face.
And every time he went for a corner, he was clapping the fans. I was there. I can tell you, there weren't any, mistreatment from the fans to Trent. There was none of that. It's obviously been massively blown up. But if he scores the winner at Old Trafford on Sunday,
is he still happy?
He's still going to be very happy, isn't he? So, yeah, listen, it is what it is when it comes to
we owe him, lads.
Stuff like that.
Liverpool owe Alexander-Arnold success, lad. That's it. He brought it to Liverpool when we needed it, and now we have to bring it to him to keep him here and make him happy. That's it. He's paid his dues. So if he wants to get off in the summer, probably can't get on his back about it. And that's not even to say it's going to happen. We don't know any of this stuff's going to happen. It's all speculation, media, madness. So I'm just happy to see him playing football for us still, lad. That's it, really. He can sulk if he wants when he gets taken off the bench. I do. You know what I mean? And then when I play 7 aside, if I can't play the last 10 minutes, I'm fuming. Yeah, that's the way it is.
What did you make of this? There was a former Sky Sports reporter called Bryn Law who tweeted last night, Sky's coverage of this Liverpool-Brentford game is basically LFC TV. Ex-players as co-com and studio guest, LFC associated presenter. Could they have not found an ex-Brentford player and a second studio guest? The pretense of broadcasters' neutrality is a thing of the past. But then, you watch a Man United game and it's Roy Keane and Gary Neville on commentary.
I think that's the point, right? I think that's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
But also, I understand, the big six do get favourable treatment when it comes to media. They just do. Reality, Liverpool and United in particular get lots of favouritism when it comes to punditry and whatever else. And that's probably because a lot of the players that I've played for them are actually entertaining. Like when you watch Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville together, people love them. It's not because they're Liverpool or Man United, it's just because they love them. They care personalities, and that's it really. And presenting style. Michael Richards does it. Who else does it? Can we think of any others? We've got Alan Shearer at Newcastle. I'm not disrespecting them, but they haven't won anything since the 50s, and he was still in the punditry, and he has been in Match of the Day. You've got Gary Lineker, who's a Leicester supporter, mate. There are people there, but I totally understand neutrality is difficult to get when you're bringing in all Liverpool pundits. I'm not going to deny that, lad. I'm not going to sit here and make a moan about it like it's true. It is.
Let us know in the chat, what do you think of that tweet from Bryn Law? There's also this as well, a little quote that I wanted to read out, and it refers to, I stayed in my seat because I wanted to see if Arne Slot saluted the Kop. I wanted to see if he acknowledged the fans in the stadium. We know he's not going to give it the whole fist pump.
He said he's not.
As much as we love that, that's not him. That's just not him, right? So at the end of the game, I stood in my seat, right, and I wanted to see what he did. And he got a massive round of applause. And all it was one of them to that side, to that side.
Nice one.
And this tweet from Taintless Red says, I love that he's just himself. He doesn't try to be someone he's not. He appreciates the fans, but fist pumps were Jurgen's thing. It's why fans who wanted him to come up with catchy media lines like the normal one or doubters to believers were wrong to have that demand. Be yourself.
Yeah.
And that if that's his style, I mean, look, it's nothing crazy. But trust me, the noise was massive when he did that. And I think when the Kop see a manager who appreciates them and salutes them and gives them that bit of love, we're going to give it back to you 10 times
Absolutely,
more.
Especially when you're winning games. Lad, do you know what it reminds me of, yeah? Do you know, like, you're working an office job, right? And the numbers aren't right, lad. They're going down, right? And the current manager's, he's a sound manager, lad. He is, but we just need a consultant to come in and get the shop going again, lad. Do you get what I mean? And Arne Slot has come in and went, I'm professional. This is a professional setup. We're going to play professional football. And I'll see you later. Be at training tomorrow, 9 a.m. That's it, really, lad. Like, he's just a super professional man. I like him. I do. It's a different thing. He's not sort of catching our hearts with his charisma and stuff. He's more showing us how to play football in a really pragmatic, methodical way. And it's almost sensible. Yeah. He's just very sensible. I can't explain it.
It's almost as if to say you're going to love me when we win every game. I don't have to give it. And do you know what? The 2 clean sheets in a row, I just love that. Because again, we were starved of clean sheets last season. We were
one of the best goalies in the world and never get clean sheets, lad.
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's mental. Just going back to Salah's stats, I said 93 goals earlier. That's at the Premier League at Anfield. 128 games at Anfield in the Prem, 93 goals. 35 assists, and it's averaging a goal contribution per league game at Anfield, which is just wild. So, obviously the transfer window is still open. We're going to keep you updated with anything that happens throughout the week, of course. Rumours and confirmed stuff as well. But it is Manchester United on Sunday. I hate playing there. It's just a horrible place. Whatever form we're in, whatever form they're in, I don't enjoy this game.
It goes out the window most of the time.
It goes out the window. It's that old cliche. They did lose.
Yeah.
In the last
They
minute,
bloody
so
did. Yes, they did.
That, yeah. Hold that, Flex.
Also, they got a goal disallowed.
Sausages. Yes, rightly so as well.
Absolutely, by the letter of the law,
yes,
that's a disallowed goal, but also...
But they deserve to lose. If we're being we can take away all the banner, but they did deserve to lose. Brighton hit the bar.
Always better than United when they play.
Yeah,
always. It's their bogey team.
I actually think they haven't beaten Brighton since 2022.
Danny Welbeck hit the post or the bar or something, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. James Milner was desperate to score, and now he becomes the player in Premier League history with the most wins against Manchester United in his career across 23 years.
We love you.
So Jimmy Milner. He had one cleared off the line. He was desperate to score. I don't know if you saw the game. He was absolutely desperate to score. So yeah, man, listen, it was a great weekend. You can't really knock it, can you? I mean,
no, this weekend.
What more do you want?
Big one next weekend, though, lad. Huge. This is the first 2 tests have had to happen, right? I'm glad that we've had an away game against the newly promoted side, tame them, absolutely done exactly what we were supposed to do, and then second one, first game at Anfield, loads of nerves. Everyone's getting ready for what could be a really good game full of energy and whatever else. And it was great. So, second test passed. Third one, this is our arch rivals away. I don't think there's a bigger game in our season other than United.
It's the biggest game in English football, and it always will be, in my opinion.
It is. No matter where we finish, they could be 17th and we could be 16th. It doesn't matter. We just want to beat them, lad. Doesn't matter. We said it in pre-season, right? Yeah. We just want to beat them. And
we've got an early chance to do that after they've just lost a game. So the pressure, massively on them.
I honestly, it's the same
massively
thing.
Massively on them.
Do you know what I really love? I think you was mentioning it there last stream, right? After 2 football games yet. I just held up 3. I can't count. 2 football games yet that Arne Slot has managed for us. We have an identity. And for literally the entire time that Erik ten Hag has managed United, I still don't know, after a year or 2, what your style of play is. I have no idea.
I don't think he knows all the players.
And I do think going into a game like this where we are set up and, we've got this ID, it will cause problems for United. I do think it will, lad. Without a doubt.
Can we go there and win? Of course we can.
Yes, we can.
Of course we can, right? Of course we can.
This is big, though.
But it's Old Trafford, it's United. You've got to stay on top. Konate has to play. I thought he was an absolute man-mountain yesterday. He was fantastic. Obviously, Van Dijk. I mean, the team, I think, will just be the same team as what he's gone for in the first 2 games. I do think Gravenberch and Maka will start, because if it's not broken, don't fix it. Yeah. But, 4 o'clock on Sunday, cannot wait for this, bro.
I'm a little bit worried, can't lie, but I am excited as well. This is huge. Huge.
Picture close your eyes now. Picture us in Box Park at 3:58 on Sunday this week, with a Guinness in hand.
And Liverpool top on.
And we're about to witness the biggest game in English football. And if we win that one there, boy, I mean, I've already seen Arsenal fans saying it's another 3-horse title race. The only teams with perfect records so far, City, Arsenal, Liverpool and Brighton.
I tell you what, if you want to win the hearts of Liverpool supporters, Anna,
we said this,
beat
didn't
United,
we?
Yeah.
Do you remember we said it in pre-season? We said, go and win there.
Yeah.
You got the keys to the city.
Genuinely, that's the big one. You can lose the next game after that, lad, and we'll be like,
Forest at home, don't lose that.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, lads. Like, the importance on weight on this game is huge. But I honestly don't think he's even thinking about it like that. I see in a press conference when he said, "Are you nervous?" And he was like, "No." And they were like, "Why aren't you nervous?" And he genuinely didn't look at it. He was just like, "Nah, you're mad. Why would I be nervous?"
No,
he said, "Well, my staff have prepared this team incredibly well, and I know that, so I'm confident in that. I'm also incredibly confident in my players. I think they're top quality, and I think they'll deliver. So, no, I'm not nervous."
Yeah,
that's it.
Simple, like, really, isn't it?
And then he's like, "Next question." Yeah. I can't.
You're right.
He's so clinical and to the point. It's almost like you can't get him. I don't know how to explain it, lad.
Did you see again, we talk about charisma and a bit of personality. Did you see him have a dig at Carragher?
Yeah.
He came over to speak to the pundits last night, and Carragher was speaking. He went,
"No one's
you're
listening
not
to
even
me.
looking at me. You're not listening." Does anybody listen to him?
No, shut
not
up,
really.
Yeah, not really.
So yeah, listen, man, it's good to see him finding his feet in the
Throwing
city.
his weight round in the media thing. I love it, lad. Good lad.
Love to see it, bro. So yeah, massive game, man. Just a score prediction for the game, please.
2-1 Liverpool.
2-1. So that means no clean sheet. Would I be mad to say 2-0 again? 2-0 FC?
No.
Do you know what? I do prefer 2-0s over 3-1s, though.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to lie to you.
This is going to be
Because Klopp's kind of signature scoreline
was 3-1.
He liked a 3-1, didn't he?
Concede first, then score 3 goals, 20
seconds, 1-0 down.
2 of them in the last 10 minutes,
But we've got 95 minutes to go and get 3.
You'll win. This is different, lad.
2-0, 2-1. We're going to do a big match preview for this with Flex, by the way, on Thursday. So we'll get his thoughts as well. And again, whenever we've played them, when it's seemingly a good time to play them, I give it the big one, and we don't win.
Let's just keep it chill. Last year, I got...
Come on! Nice and chill,
This is the game that rattles me. Last season when we drew 0-0, I had Flex telling me exactly why I shouldn't be frustrated because my team couldn't break down his team, and I was like, "You're right," but also, I hate it. So I hope that they come to play football because it's their ground, and you want to beat Liverpool, don't you? Okay. So I hope they play football, and we play football, and if they do that, we'll win. That's just the way it'll go.
Pretty much perfectly summed up there from Doyle. Do we sign anyone this week?
Maybe the goalie. It's fine.
Yeah, that's also, still not over the line.
Add some notes. You seen what Ali said?
Yes. Love to hear that, by the way.
He's committed. He's staying for his contract, 2027, lad, at least 2 years away. Like, no problem. If we buy this Georgie kid, not a problem with it whatsoever.
Mamardashvili.
Yeah. Go on.
Mamardashvili. He's Georgian, so he's... it's a tongue twister, a little bit like Kvaratskhelia as well.
You always want to say the names right, though, right? Of course. You
should learn how to pronounce them.
Absolutely,
just out of respect. Yeah. But yeah, listen, I don't think anyone is going to come in either.
Neither do I.
Which would be a bit mad.
It would.
I think
maybe
Klopp
January comes.
Maybe we might be too late then, but maybe... Well, not maybe. In the first transfer window that Jurgen Klopp had, he had 5 million quid to spend. That's what he was given. Arne Slot, nothing. So as much as things are going great, I don't think one thing I definitely don't want to see is any more players leaving Doyle.
My days.
Because imagine if Joe Gomez leaves. Imagine if Stefan Bajcetic leaves. Then we are
screwed.
Bro.
Yeah,
I will not be happy if Bajcetic is allowed to leave on loan.
Sepp van der Berg was a little bit surplus, but even in my mind, I still thought he was going to be used somewhere. Van der Berg, I thought in the season. League Cup, FA Cup, whatever, he might be used in these games.
Yeah, I did.
Same with Carvalho, but they've just been both shipped off to Brentford. How much is their total fee? It's like 50 mil.
45, 50 we got for both of them. And you know what? They got really good receptions yesterday. When Carvalho came on, we gave him a big round of applause.
No problem with Carvalho whatsoever, lad. He's going to play football.
Van den Berg's been there 5 years at Liverpool as well, so
not
he deserves
a single
it as
problem
well.
with these two lads. They're young players that just want to play football and they're talented enough to do it in a fair team. Yeah, absolutely. I did panic a little bit when Carvalho come on yesterday because I just, in my mind, you'd obviously just think he's just going to score 2 goals now, isn't he? Yeah,
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah,
exactly what I said. I said, no way, he's gonna do us. Just before we go, if we do beat Manchester United on Sunday, it takes Liverpool to a 7-match winning streak, which I'm absolutely all for.
Is that pre-season as well?
Slot is now, no, that's from the end of last season until now. Slot is the first Liverpool manager in the Premier League era and the first overall since Graham Souness in April 1991, before I was born.
Same.
To win his first 2 league fixtures in charge. Michael Owen goes on to say that the next match will tell us a lot about Slot's Liverpool. And I agree with him for once. That will tell us a lot. And it's Manchester United on Sunday. And then 2 weeks after that is an international break. We have Nottingham Forest at home on the 14th. The 21st of September, we're also back at home to Bournemouth, who, were kind of unlucky not to win yesterday. I thought they got robbed a little bit. Yeah. And then it's Wolves away. And then Crystal Palace away.
Lads, we need to beat United, because we set ourselves up there, lads. Mate, stop making me believe. Like, honestly.
Try not to.
Yes. No, you're just like, I'm looking at all them games, and if we beat United, I'm like, we can beat them. We can beat them. We can beat them. We can beat them. And then it goes on to, can we win the league?
We're a quarter in the season. Already. We can do this.
Is it possible? Yeah, like, don't do that to me, lads, because I don't want that to, you know what I mean?
One game at a time, yeah? One game at a time. Just before we go, did you see the Everton fans greeting the Everton players as they boarded the Avanti West Coast from Euston back up to Liverpool?
I love my team, yeah, and I get frustrated when my players don't play well, but I honestly think that type of stuff is just over the top, lads. You can't scream and shout at people like that,
waiting for them to join the train.
And calling them proper names, lads,
faces,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, proper, and like, I get it, they
and
get
Neil
paid loads of money.
Said, back to them. He went, F off, back to them.
Lads,
and he went,
you can't abuse anybody.
80 grand a week, you F off. Yeah.
There's no workplace that you can go to that if you have a bad performance that you can be talked to like that, lad. That's not okay in any world. I'm sorry.
Why do football
I'm Scouse, lad. I get it.
Different?
You see me on the internet, I scream and shout as well, lad, but I won't do it.
Never do that
to people. Ever. It's wrong, lad.
Try and think of another job where that's acceptable. I'm trying to now.
None. It's never okay, lads.
Maybe if you're like a ticket inspector. And
that's still not okay. Nobody shouts at nobody, lads.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just, it's
train
what Everton fans do, unfortunately.
Train people get shouted at when the trains aren't working.
Everton, aren't we? Everton, aren't we?
Airline staff. Everton, aren't we? Remember that guy with all the stuff around his face?
I'm sorry that your team's not doing well. I am. I like Everton, lad.
Everton's down. Relegate them now.
Damn Scousers, lads. I need me Scousers to stay up, of course. But also, let's conduct ourselves better. Okay? I don't want us all over the internet looking stupid. You know what I mean? Yeah, they probably say all kinds about me, yeah, but I'm a big enough man to be like, you can say what you want, lad. Conduct yourself in the right manner so Scousers don't look bad on the internet, please, okay? Thank you.
Fair enough. But they did look very bad.
They bloody
did.
Just
to finish us off, I've got one more stat for you, Doyle, and that's the fact that Virgil van Dijk has played 100 Premier League games at Anfield, and he's only lost 2 games, and he's been dribbled past 13 times. In 100 games.
What the hell? I swear there's like players that'll get that in one game, lad. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he's just that. He's
just an absolute madness.
One last stat I've got on as well.
Go on.
Do you know that's the first time that Mo Salah scored in the first 2 games?
Is it?
Yeah.
He normally scores in the first one and then doesn't score in the second one.
Isn't that crazy?
Well, listen, Haaland scored a hat-trick, so he's got 4 now already, so he's going to have to... He's already playing catch-up.
How many hat-tricks is it in his career? It was like something 20, something, you know, or
I think
something
he's got
stupid.
8 in the Prem now already, and the record is 12. So... After 2 seasons.
In 68 games?
Yeah.
That is...
Someone wrote on his ball saying, I'm sick of writing on these match balls now. No, so again, Salah, knowing how Salah is, you know, he's going to want to... He's going to have to keep up.
I remember watching Salah for his first season and thinking we will never see this for another, like, at least 20 years, 10 years. And I don't think anybody ever, I really mean this, will match Haaland's goal prowess in the Premier League. Ever.
Yeah, probably not.
I mean ever. It's unbelievable. 68 games and that many hat-tricks, lad. Insane. I don't think... I mean what I say. No one will ever meet it. Ever.
Yeah. But anyway, it is what it is. I'm happy. I'm really happy with the start to the season. You know, shout out to Ibu, Luis Diaz, Gravenberch, who I thought were excellent, all of them yesterday. And like I said, we go in, right? The next time you will see us, we're actually going to be recording the next Hot Kopics from Box Park as well. So it's going to be straight after the game. We're going to record it up north and then just drop it straight away on Monday morning next week. So we won't be in the studio for that. We will be up in Liverpool straight after the game in Box Park. So really looking forward to it. Hope you are too. And we'll see you next time.
Yeah,
all the
let's
best.
Get them.
Up the Reds.
Up the Reds.